Welcome to my second combat briefing on Crossfire Legion, my fellow gamers. This time we are taking a look at units of the Global Risk faction and learning about their abilities and stats. My name is Peter and I will show you these units in combat, give you tips on what they are best at and talk about their active and passive abilities. My previous videos showcased blacklist units in detail and what this game is like in general, link up here and below. Let's start with one of the most powerful global risk units, the Morningstar. This massive tilt-rotor aircraft is locked in its helicopter mode and has fantastic damage potential provided by the twin Gatling type rotary cannons. I will avoid going into specific numbers for damage, health points and the cost of these units because it is all subject to change in future versions of the game. What I will say is that this is a flying tank with the highest HP of all air units, has a high rate of fire and low flying speed. It has one offensive and one defensive ability, of which the defense matrix has to be unlocked at a level 2 hangar. This ability lets you place a protective barrier which prevents the target from taking damage for a short time, and it has a cooldown period. The Morningstar's offensive ability is called Barrage and also has a cooldown, and it lets you select a small area on the ground which will be blasted by additional heavy fire from its cannons and deal massive damage to units and structures, but it's most effective against infantry. Its normal attacks are also best used against infantry and worker units which get shredded in seconds. Morningstar can fire on both grounded and air units, but it cannot go stealth or detect enemies in stealth. Being a flying tank is both its greatest advantage and disadvantage at the same time, so pick the battles you send it in with caution.
Following the leader.
Its polar opposite is the Cavalier, a small, fast-moving scout with a high-caliber cannon almost as big as the entire vehicle it's mounted on. It has 3 times less HP than the Morningstar and lower firepower. The reason why it is a natural scout for the Global Risk faction is its passive ability called Scout Vision. Shocking, I know. It's unlocked at the factory level 2 with the Recon package upgrade, which also unlocks its other active ability. Cavalier cannot enter or detect stealth, but what it can do is attack both grounded and air units. Its active ability is a very cool one, mines, more exactly proximity mines, which are detonated when enemy units pass by them, and not only do they deal damage, they also slow down affected units. They are particularly effective on enemy infantry and worker units. But do note, each Cavalier can only deploy these mines 3 times, meaning you can't spam them but have to be tactical about their use. Speaking of spam and infantry, there is a unit that is both of these things, the Trooper.
Rifle trooper reporting for duty.
This is Global Risk's basic light infantry low HP unit equipped with a moderate range assault rifle which can damage both grounded and air units. It can be mass produced for low resource cost and its production time is reduced by unlocking certain building upgrades. While its base damage is low, the fire rate and movement speed can be increased by using the combat boost ability unlocked at the barracks, but at the cost of some of its already low HP. This can, however, be offset by using the commander's rally ability which heals units. In large numbers and with combat boost activated, this unit is capable of taking out even high HP enemy targets or even HQ buildings if given enough time. It cannot go into stealth or detect such units. The Rocket Trooper unit has a bit more HP than the regular Trooper, but much higher damage, especially against buildings and vehicles, which makes sense considering its shoulder-mounted rocket launcher. It is also built at the barracks, level 2 required, where it can be upgraded with the passive rocket fuel ability. This ability increases its attack range and lets rocket troopers hang back in combat situations, which is a good thing too, considering their low health. Both of these infantry units, which are quite slow by the way, share one additional active ability. This one is called Forward Turret, and it's unlocked at the armory. It lets these units place ground attack turrets anywhere on the map to assist them in securing areas or attacking forward bases. These cost a low amount of resources but self-destruct after some time. The commander's second ability, Fire at Will, is also fantastic at taking out additional enemy bases and workers as they collect resources. But I will talk more about commanders in a separate video. I do hope you have found this one useful and won't mind me reminding you to hit that like button, comment about the units you found most fascinating, and subscribe if you haven't already to see my future videos about this game. Now I want to show you the Global Risk support unit in action, which is also the only unit capable of detecting enemy units in their stealth mode, the Herald. This small truck, equipped with nothing more than a few dishes and emitters, is actually quite versatile in both defense and offense, while requiring only a level 2 factory upgrade. It is also the only Global Risk unit which has an actual charge, and it is used up when activating its abilities, which have no cooldowns. First one is the EMP Burst, but it doesn't have the same effect as the EMP Burst fired by the Chameleon support unit from the Blacklist faction. All enemy units affected by the EMP's blast radius of the Herald are taken out of their stealth mode, and both their energy and shields are reduced. Its second active ability is the Sonic Shield.
Sonic Shield going up.
While active, it reduces damage taken by friendly units under its protective dome. This vehicle has no weapons of its own, so it should be kept well behind the combat lines, but still close enough for your other units to benefit from its shield's protective effects. The Javelin is Global Risk's second air unit, and it has about 1/3 the HP of the Morningstar, but very powerful rocket attacks which deal good damage to both units and buildings. It's slick, small, fast and cheap to produce, and even has a passive ability called Aramid Hull, unlocked at the hangar, which increases its survivability by reducing the damage it takes. Its range is quite poor, leaving it exposed to return fire and requires them to be at the front of the action, which isn't very good for them due to their low HP. They are best used in large swarms and as flankers or back attackers, especially because their rate of fire isn't as high as some of the other units. And at last we come to the mighty Phalanx, the monster battle tank of the Global Risk faction, which has the highest damage and HP of any unit. Not only is it huge, but it's also very slow and requires a factory at level 2 and the HQ at level 3 to even be produced. To reuse my Transformers reference from the previous video, it actually looks a lot like Megatron's tank form with the oversized mech gun. Unsurprisingly, it cannot go into stealth mode or detect such units, and it is limited to firing on grounded targets. And on that note, it is actually able to attack at ground with its massive gun, dealing damage to even friendly units, so keep that in mind when hunting down stealth units with blind fire. As for its active ability, Hull Down, it has a very cool visual element where the tank deploys extra armor sheets over its tracks, hull and turret, but sacrifices mobility in doing so. It takes less damage in this form, but the ability has to be unlocked at the factory.
Repositioning.
Its main gun has insanely high damage, especially against structures and vehicles, but it is offset by its low rate of fire. To give you the pleasure of watching this beast and other units in action, I will post additional videos of Crossfire Legion on my channel soon. These will be matches against both the AI and human opponents and linked here as cards on the screen. Thank you for watching and happy gaming!